I am one of the worst people for making up stories in my brain that have no truth or relevance to the real world. And I just need to stop. Our brains are geared to finding reason in things that probably don't have much reason at all. We need to figure things out. We want to know the answer to things that might not even have an answer at all. So when somebody does something that we don't understand, we instantly make up a whole scenario in our brains of why they did it. The ins and outs, the whys and wherefores. What happened? And it's usually somehow that we turn it around to make it so it must have been our fault in some way. How did I upset them? What did I do? Oh God. Although self-improvement is a great thing, I highly encourage it, I'd have to say that it's not always your fault. And sometimes it's not anything at all. On countless occasions in the past have I built up a whole storyline in my head. The next time I see somebody that I thought I had upset or hated me or never wanted to speak to me again, it's all gone completely over their head and they didn't even realise that the comment they made that made me feel like that was even a thing at all. Consequently, I've spent the rest of my day worrying about something, feeling very negative, putting myself down and creating havoc with my own thoughts for no real reason. It's human nature to do this, but we need to try to not make it a habit. If something happens that you don't really understand, or somebody says something you're not sure about, or a scenario occurs that you don't know how it came about, it doesn't instantly mean that you need to find the reason. Sometimes letting something be is the best way of dealing with it. Somebody could just be having a bad day, and they might apologise for their behaviour later after you've cursed yourself for being such an awful person in relation to them. There's all kinds of reasons why these things happen, and sometimes we just have to accept that we can't figure it out right now. Taking a little more time and gathering a few more facts isn't a weakness. It's probably going to work to your advantage in the end. So often we can go bowling in with some non-information that we've created in our own head, say something to somebody, and they don't understand where we've got that idea from, or we completely put our foot in our mouth because of something that never existed in the first place. We take the blame for something that was never our fault. We give the other person the upper hand. Sometimes the best thing to do is just to sit back, relax, and let things play out. It will become more apparent what's happened in any given scenario. We need to stop wasting our time agonizing about the things that other people probably don't even think about in the slightest. All it's doing is taking over our lives, making us feel bad, stealing our reasons to be happy, and in the end, not achieving all that much. Take back the control of the situation. If you find your brain going down an avenue of self-doubt, self-criticism, questioning all the tiny details of things you've said to somebody, or wanting to change the past, put a stop on it. Don't let yourself think about it until you're in that scenario again and you have a chance to do something about it. You're eating up your time, which could be used so much more productively, just feeding fears and worries that might not even have needed to be there in the first place. Creating a spiral of tangents and one thing leading on to another, and then what about this and what if that happened, and oh my god, I didn't even consider that one. Have a little bit more faith in yourself. Know that you probably didn't do anything wrong. Understand that if you did, it would be obvious to you. Unless there's something screamingly terrible that you can identify that you need to apologize for, it's unlikely there's anything at all. These things are always going to play on our mind to a certain extent. It's okay to give them a few minutes to analyze the situation and see what you really think deep down in your heart. Don't fuel emotions like anger, upset, hurt, betrayal, deceit, and despair. All of these things will only serve to pull you down as a person. And your goal is to stay smiling, to be confident in who you are, to be able to identify when you've done something wrong so well that you don't need to question it for so long, to understand how to be in charge of your thoughts, redirect the bad into something positive. At the end of the day, if you did do something wrong, learn from it. If you didn't, there's no problem here. Have a wonderful day. Walk in the sunshine, talk to your friends, enjoy yourself. Stop overanalyzing nothing and start living. All anyone can do is strive to do their best in any situation. We all make mistakes sometimes. We all make other people feel like they've done something wrong. We all affect others in certain ways sometimes, intentionally or completely unintentionally. The more confident you can become in yourself, the more confident you'll become socially. And the more confident you are socially, the less time you'll have to spend worrying about all the ifs and whys and wherefores of all the situations that happen in your day. Know when to draw the line and start thinking about all the people you've affected positively in your day rather than the people you might just have upset, but you're not sure.